So, stream should be online now. So, hello and welcome to my 8-minute late stream. Sorry for the delay, but cyubeVR crashed all the time, so I had to remove all of the mods, and now it works. Strange.
Waving hand.
Maybe it was the measurement mod, because that was what crashed my game last week as well. But hey, now it works, even without mods. Hey there, pizza! So, yeah, the main goal of today's stream is to
795.
Yeah? One of my co-workers wants to be the 800th subscriber. So he is still waiting with his subscription. But as soon as we hit 799, I can assume I will get my 800th subscriber as well. In 2 weeks I have 1 week of vacation. That means I could stream every day, and maybe it could also increase my popularity.
That's very odd. Ben Ammer was just streaming earlier today with all my mods astonished face.
Yeah, this morning I also had Cloudwalker mod, Block Factory and all stuff installed, and it worked. And now my game crashed all the time, so I removed the mods. I just deleted the whole folder, and now it works again. It's really strange. Maybe some mods... No, not... It can't be that some mods are not compatible, because I think Ben also had all of the mods. I had the time altering mod, that was new. Then Cloudwalker, the measurement, Block Factory, and what was the other? I can't remember. So it's really strange. So, yeah, the main goal for this stream is actually to fill all these chests with resources. So I want to have a chest with light wood, dark wood, processed wood, dirt, and on this side I want to have a chest with blue color, green color, white, red and rainbow color. Already got plenty of rainbow colors, some crystals, and the rest is just junk. So today I will start with getting white and red dye, because that's the easiest to get, and I will also get some green and blue while I'm at it. So I just have to make a bit more space in my inventory. Because I deleted the mods as the custom block folder as well. I also don't have any of the mod blocks. Wait, did I also delete my... Damn it! I also deleted the Stargate blocks. Nah. That means my whole Stargate is now just a huge missing texture. Ah. I'm so stupid. That's really stupid. That means I have to go back to...
205 sub left to go.
Yeah, I have to go to Röhrensockel's website and download the Stargate blocks again. Yeah, all of the Stargates are just missing now. Okay, that was really stupid of me. I can get my blocks back. I can just go to the recycling bin and get them back, so they're not lost. I hope. Yeah, but with the mod incompatibility, I also got a crash report every time cyubeVR crashed, and I sent it to Stonebrick Studios. So maybe he can do something with this. So, well, let's just empty my inventory even more. And then we can go pick up some flowers. And the countertop here. Good. Okay, let's go. I was actually thinking if I should make something like a flower field down here. Like having lots of red flowers on this side, white flowers there, maybe some blue flowers still in the visible side. I think flowers are in the LOD too. Not so sure, because I can still see flowers at my Christmas tree. Because it's dark, it's not really the best thing to do.
You sound very German. Are you German?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm from Saxony, so yeah, technically I'm German. I do have a German passport. So now we can see if I can see the flowers. So flower. I can see the flowers up to the bunny there. So could still be LOD1. I could just ask Stonebricks when he's online. But because I do have increased LOD settings, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, maybe having only red there, only white there, and some blue there, some green there, something like this would be nice. Thanks to Quill's placeable foliage mod, we can do this.
I love your builds.
Thanks. And yeah, right now I'm collecting flowers because I do have a pretty nice storage area in my house, and I want to have a chest for every item in the game, and I want to have a filled chest with the items. So right now I'm collecting white and red dye to fill my chest. Then I will go for blue and green. And rainbow color would be the hardest, because it's the rarest. I think it would be easier to go for copper and iron first. And I still don't know if I should have iron ore or iron ingots or both. I could make both. There's plenty of coal in my world. So I can easily melt tons of iron ore. Iron ore, not iron. I still have to get used to not pronouncing the R in iron. Maybe one day I'm able to say iron naturally. I doubt it, but you never know. Map. Okay. So... At least now my voice is back to normal, because earlier I was recording a video and my voice cracked all the time. It was really strange. Well, collecting flowers... Oh, maybe I should get some coal and iron while I'm on it. Yeah. Collecting flowers is not the prettiest thing, because I will look down all the time, so we don't see much of this beautiful world. But it's still necessary. And I'm just too lazy to do it offline. So if I have to suffer with the collecting, you have to suffer as well. A shared suffering is only half the suffering. Wasn't there? Here it is. I knew there was iron somewhere. Wasn't much, but still better than nothing. So. Come here, so. So how was your day? Mine was pretty short, because I came home at 7 AM. I wanted to record a cyubeVR video, but the latest NVIDIA driver didn't want me to have audio source for my headset. So OBS couldn't pick up any audio, and I couldn't hear anything either. So I went to bed at 8 AM, slept till 1 PM. I deleted the latest NVIDIA driver, did a clean install of the previous version, and then I could actually record the video. And now I'm just streaming a bit. I went grocery shopping
Mine
before.
was bad.
Oh, that's bad. What happened? Heat stroke?
My cat died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear this. Did he die on old age, or was it an accident? I can still remember when my cat was really old and we had to put him to sleep. Wasn't really nice. So I can imagine how you feel right now.
Poison.
Poison is not nice. A couple of years ago we had a really severe case of dog poisoning. And actually, not just poisoning, there was someone who put razor blades in sausages and threw them around so that dogs would eat them, and cut open their throats. They never got this bastard. Another case that I actually had when I was still in university, there was someone who was going around and he slashed open pregnant horses. Or actually just horses, and the horses were pregnant. Don't know if he knew about it. Those people are trash. Also people who
How
shoot...
did he get poisoned?
Even people who shoot arrows at animals. Sometimes I see people who get their pets treated who had an arrow stuck in their hips, or maybe even in other body parts, because someone just took a liking to a crossbow and then fired at a dog or a cat. It's not fun to hurt animals. Shouldn't do this. People who intentionally harm animals are bad persons.
I don't know.
Poisoning a cat. There should be a place in hell for those people. They should get their balls stabbed and slashed. Really painful. They should suffer. It's not really nice. There was actually one of my former neighbors, he's dead now, he was shooting with soft air guns at pigeons. I am not a big fan of pigeons, but shooting with airsoft guns at animals is still cruel, so I once called the police on him. And then he started to shoot with his soft guns at passengers as well. So then some old lady who got hit by one of the pebbles actually sued him. And he was really aggressive, and one day he just died in a car accident because he was driving really fast, and then there was a tree and the tree was stronger than his car and he died. This is also one of the deaths where I wish that the guy actually suffered before he passed away. Because people who harm animals are not right in their minds. In my opinion. It's pretty warm today. Actually, yesterday was really bad with the heat. I was at my course and yeah, the building is pretty old. It doesn't have air conditioning and over the course of the whole day the sun was shining right into this room. It was really hot. We were 16 boys and a girl in a tiny room. It was really hot. We were all sweating like crazy. And then luckily at around 8 p.m. it started to rain and we immediately opened all of the windows. We were just breathing like some fish who get thrown out of the water. We like, oh. Air! Fresh air, finally! It was so nice because it cooled down from 27 degrees Celsius to about 20 degrees Celsius. Oh, it was so nice. Afterwards, I went to work, and there we do have air conditioning because it's necessary. And it was so nice because the area where I had to work was actually really nice and cool, and the other areas were really hot. So yeah, I had a pretty nice, decent night. Maybe I should update the shadows at least. So here. Nice. This looks like a paid DLC mountain. You have to subscribe to 3 different services to unlock this mountain. Pew! Nice. So here we do have coal, copper, crystals, iron, maybe some gold? Maybe not. But at least a lot of copper and coal and iron. Let's go up. Doesn't look like gold. There's still here. Let's update this as well. Let's use our unlock pickaxe. Phew. Huh? So here's another chunk. Ah, it's just shadow, okay. So. Back to the flowers. The good thing about flower picking is that I can't get distracted, because I can't see anything. That's a smart move. You can't get distracted if you can't see anything. But I'm pretty sure that I know my brain and it still can get distracted. So. Let's see. Oh! We already got 1, 2, almost 300 red. Nice. That's fast.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? So.
Just focus on the grass patterns and you can get distracted. Slightly smiling face.
I have pretty small brain capacity, so I can get distracted by just breathing. Someday I'm just sitting there. Wait, how did you breathe again? Was it ah, or was it ah, ooh?
I'm
and then
good.
I'm just
How are you?
considering. And I'm fine. I'm pretty warm because it was sunny today and now it's just hot. Pretty humid and overall not the best weather for me, but I can still have fun. When I go in the desert now, it just feels like I'm in a desert in real life. So yes, this is immersion on the next level. So. So. Tomorrow I will start watching my Stargate DVDs. Because I got the whole SG-1 DVD box with all Stargate seasons. And yeah, tomorrow is a nice day to start. I still have a lot of popcorn that I can make, so I will have some really nice popcorn, freshly made, and then I will watch some Stargate. This will be a nice ending for my week. I'm really looking forward to this. So. I'm pretty sure that this should be enough red. I already had some, so let's count again. 100, 200, 300, almost 400. Okay, let's get the last stack at least completed. Get some white. Because I'm pretty sure that I had less white than red. I can't wait to get to the point where I have to collect all of the gold. Actually, gold is doable. I think it would be harder to get the rainbow flowers. But it's pretty soon Christmas again, and we will get Christmas presents. So like I did for the Easter event, I will have a Christmas event where I collect presents to get rainbow dye. I got more than 160 rainbow dye on the Easter event. It's pretty nice. Oh, there were some blue ones. So I think bending over all the time will be not really that good. I can already feel it in my old
But
bones.
Christmas are over half a year away.
After we are done with Easter, it's almost time for Christmas. You need to have something that you can look forward to. It's only 6 months. And if I change the system time on my PC, it can be Christmas every day. Oh no. Oh no. So I will take them with me in form of a huge white something. So let's go back and empty the inventory. It's really nice that I explored so much of my world, that I have such a nice view distance. My world is more than 50 gigabytes in size, but I think I said this before. Yeah. So having maybe 400 view distance fully loaded will get my world to at least 100 gigabytes in size. Without the insta load files. Insta load files are the same size as the world size again, so once my world actually hits 100 gigabyte in size, that means the whole world with insta loading files and stuff will be 200 gigabytes. That's more than some laptops or notebooks do have as storage. Maybe I should consider getting another disk drive or hard drive actually. Another hard drive so that I can actually store cyubeVR on it. Making videos also does consume a lot of space, because my recorded video is about 12 gigabytes in size, sometimes even 40 gigabytes per video. Then I have to edit the video, cut it down a bit, and it's about 12 gigabytes when I upload it to YouTube. So, and if I have like 5 or 6 videos that I have as a backup, then that's a lot of space.
God, don't get me started on recorded video file sizes.
Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. We still need to gather some more red flowers. But hey, we have enough crystals, so now we need red crystals next. And maybe I should also try to gather dried grass. Because it's also an item in cyubeVR. Nah, I don't want, because I like it here, it's pretty nice, so I will let those flowers in the ground. I can collect from here. So. Some of these days I have to visit my brother to get my Switch back, because I want to play Rune Factory 5 so badly. And he does have my Switch right now. So yeah, I have to visit him to get my Switch back. Then I can play a bit more Grandia while I'm at it. Grandia was one of my first RPGs for PlayStation 1. I really loved it. And then I got Grandia 2 for $10 and I loved it as well. I even got Grandia 3, even though it was never released in Europe. But I still enjoyed it quite a lot. Thanks to my modified PlayStation 2. I had two PlayStation 2s, so I used one to mod it so that I could play American games. That's when I played the .hack GU games and Grandia 3. So. Sadly, the Grandia 3 and there was another Grandia, I think Grandia Frontier or Frontline or something like this. They never got the HD remake that 1 and 2 got for the Switch and PC. So, come here. So. Okay, gathering flowers is boring. Let's go to mining, because I can do this while standing. I just had dinner, so I'm a bit lazy right now. So doing those bending over exercises is not really that helpful. Because my stomach wants to digest and my body wants to work, and that's not good. I only can do one thing at a time. It's either digesting or working out. Gathering flowers this way is actually pretty nice. I could also sit down, but that would be too easy. Some coal.
Dinner at 8 p.m. I've already eaten supper, lol.
Isn't dinner the last thing you eat before you go to bed? So... Wait, breakfast? Lunch? Dinner, yes. Dinner. Dinner's the last meal of the day. And it was not quite 8 p.m, it was 7:30. Because I slept till like 1? Yeah, I think it was 1 p.m. It took me a while to get out of bed and get ready, so I recorded a cyubeVR video till 3 p.m. Edited the video, then it was 4 p.m. Uploaded it to the internet, then it was 5 p.m. Then I went grocery shopping. And preparing the food also took some time. So yeah, it took me a while to get something to eat today. Yeah. I wish I could use the Cloud Worker mod right now, because it's so nice to use. Some flowers. Actually, a lot of people are complaining that cyubeVR is dead because they don't see any people on the servers anymore, and they are complaining about
I'm
early
glad
access.
It's working out for you, grinning face.
and they complained that early access games should be banned on Steam because they don't want to pay the developers any money and then don't get a finished product.
Dinner is usually eaten way earlier, like usually at 1 p.m. 3 p.m. Here, it may be different where you live maybe.
But there is this old series that runs every year at Christmas or at New Year's Eve, and it's called Dinner for One. It's about a really old rich lady whose friends passed away, and then her butler has to play the roles of her friends and drink with the lady. And every time the butler brings out some food and new alcohol, he has to drink, and he gets drunk and drunk and drunk and even more. And it's actually dinner. I always thought it's dinner because breakfast is the thing you eat after waking up. Then at about noon you have lunch. And then you have the dinner before you go to bed. It could be that I'm mistaken. I never learned the vocabulary back in elementary school when we had this in school. And yeah, it just worked out for me till now. But that doesn't mean that I must be correct, so... When you said supper, it actually sounded logical to me that supper is the last meal of the day because, yeah, the Last Supper and stuff, it was also happening at night.
Then say the names in German. I think I remember them. Or at least I'll re-remember them after you'll say them.
Also, breakfast is Frühstück. Lunch is Mittagessen. And dinner is Abendessen. Actually, pretty straightforward. The meal, the Essen that you have at noon is the Mittagessen, the noon meal, and the meal that you have at the evening is the Abendessen, evening meal. I know that there is a brunch, that's the middle thing between breakfast and lunch. And then there is tea time, which is actually our afternoon tea that we here we drink coffee, so it's afternoon coffee. I think tea time is about 4 p.m. for the Brits, and yeah. Actually, my mom and I, we always had our afternoon coffee at about 2 to 3 p.m. But when we started watching anime, we actually pushed the number a bit up, so we had our afternoon coffee at 1 p.m.
Yeah, you messed it up a bit. Breakfast is Frühstück, lunch is like a small meal between Frühstück and Mittagessen, dinner is Mittagessen and supper is Abendessen. Here's a fun one you might already know. In English, breakfast is so called because it's the first meal of the day. As in it's your first meal, so you're breaking you fast break fast.
Oh. I already thought that lunch is actually Mittagessen because the lunchtime in school is also the time where you have your... So dinner is actually the... Ah, interesting. Huh, I learned something. Then why is it called Dinner for One? The movie did corrupted me. Oh. Why am I here? I wanted to collect coal. Coal and iron. And yet I'm still collecting flowers. Come here. Come. Ah.
I googled, and Google says it's both abundescent.
Ah. So, okay. That saved a bit of my dignity. Good to know. So, I knew that supper was another word for Abendessen, but I always used dinner because of dinner for one. And yeah, when supper was mentioned before, it actually clicked.
Maybe
that
supper is later?
Maybe supper is just an older word for it. Normally I don't name my meals. Normally I just eat when I have the time because I work in shifts, and sometimes when I have the late shift, then I have my
I remember
lunch.
that I was taught that dinner is Mittagessen. It wasn't even that long ago. Well, most of the time when we have our supper, we have what we normally would have as lunch. So maybe you can say that the dinner is actually when you have your lunch meal at supper time. Or maybe there's a difference between British English and American English. I know that there is Vespa. Vespa is your afternoon tea, more or less. So it's about in 3 p.m. that you have a light snack. A different translator says supper is Abendbrot and dinner is Abendessen.
That's the same. Yeah, there's... Ah! Maybe if you have a cold meal, like just a slice of bread with butter or margarine and cheese, ham, whatever, then it's Abendbrot because of bread. And if it's a warm meal where you cook something that you normally would cook for lunch, but because everyone is working, so you have your lunch meal at dinner, then it's Abendessen, and that makes it a dinner.
I'm confused.
We are all confused. And I started it. Sorry. Yeah, but maybe it is. So, supper is a cold meal and dinner is when it's a warm meal. Sounds nice. Let's keep it at this. Never ask again.
There are some differences between British English and American English. Some of the more subtle but fun ones are spelling differences. Like color vs color.
Yeah.
YouTube blocked my message dash. I'll try to send it again but with numbers.
The color thing is actually something that I'm pretty much always using the British way with the OU. It's not because I learned it in school this way, but because I think it's more, how to say it, more, it looks better. Let's call it this. No, yeah, sometimes it's just preference. And because I'm not a native speaker, I can switch between American English and British English as I want, because I don't know that there's a difference. I'm ignorant and a fool, and it's not my native language, so I can sometimes make differences. It's interesting to see reactions when Americans and British people talk with each other and they mean the same thing but say it in different terms, and then they look confused at each other. It's pretty funny. It's also interesting how fast a language can stray from its roots, because American English is simplified British and it's not really that old. It's about 400 years and still managed to get such a huge difference with some words. If you look at other languages that share the same roots, they are not so different.
The reason why our spelling is different is actually fun. Back in the day, newspapers used to charge by the letter. So sometimes people shorten words by removing redundant letters to save money.
That's pretty interesting. I never knew that. That's cool. Actually, that's a legit reason, considering the strong capitalism, and it's really necessary to shorten the words. Interesting. We do have the same thing if you want to have what's it called? Let's say it's some kind of dating, but with newspapers. Back in the day when there was no...
Most people who speak English unknowingly combine American and British, especially with pronunciation.
Yeah, that's because most of the time we learn British English in school, so we learn
1 equals H3 equals KED on B4 BL4, 4N0 N line D1 Chinary, 4N D1 TH4 SB0 THM1 to Jessen 4N.
The mixing between British and American English is because we learn British English in school, so we learn to read British English, but most of us play video games and chat with English-speaking communities, and most of them are American. So watching American sitcoms and stuff, playing video games from America, we learn to understand
Have fun
and
making
talk.
an article about Landfair Polk Weinjilgo Gerich Werndrobol Lanti Silio Gaga.
So let's see. And it has both Mittagessen and Abendessen translation for dinner. Ah, okay. Actually, the fun thing about this nice little town in Britain is that the TV announcer was able to read the name so fluently. He was like a blah 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 blah. That's really cool. I don't think that I need any more red flowers. Let's collect some greens. So for now, let's say that when I say I had dinner, I mean the supper. And if I say lunch, I mean lunch. We can give it a complete new name if we want to, but then we would be the only ones who understand it. It's like a secret language. Having code names for our meals. So. There's some queen. So.
cyubeVR cheery in English.
There are many different kinds of English. I'm watching some VTubers, or actually
Hot
a lot
take
of...
lunch is just second breakfast.
Most of the times I only have one meal a day, so I don't care what I call it. Maybe I should call it something really nice. So. No, I wanted to say I watch a lot of VTubers, and some of them try to speak English even though they are Japanese and they are pretty bad at English. So one of those VTubers is called Miko, and when she is talking English, no one understands. And because she says that she is an elite, then her English is elite English, and no one understands. Another VTuber who tries to speak with her overseas fans is Marine, and Marine does have Maringlish, because her English is also very unique to her. So having a cyubeVR in English doesn't sound so bad. What's happening there?
At quill lunch is often called drugie śniadanie, which literally translates to second breakfast, in Polish.
Rushnia is actually one of the words I understood. It's been many years. The problem is I learned Russian in school, and I had a short breakdown of Polish when we had the school transfer program with our Polish sister school. So since
the Polish
then...
Get it? Anyway, I am off to work. Have a good stream.
Yo, thanks for dropping by. Have nice work. And stay healthy. Bye. So ever since I had this breakdown for Polish, I almost all the time forgot if it's dzień dobry or dobre sien, because one is Polish, the other is Russian. And I always mix them now, because I can't remember which was which. And the problem is, once I have learned it, even if it's false, I can't correct myself, because it's in my brain and it can't be erased. That's why I struggle with some letter writing, because I learned the old way of writing. Then we got a writing reform, and then we got a reform of the reform. So I learned 3 different ways of spelling, and my brain can't comprehend what kind is the actual usage. And because nowadays everyone can write as he wants, it doesn't matter anymore. But it's still a bit strange. I learned Russian for 5 years, and it only took me about 1 year to forget almost everything. It's really interesting. If you don't practice a language, you will forget it so fast. And because learning a language involves a lot of actual learning, and I'm not really good at learning, that's also a pretty big handicap for me. Because I never learned how to learn. I never had to. And that's the problem that I have. Actually, in university I learned how learning techniques can be applied, so that helped me through college. But that's it. That was way beyond my actual time. Because I was 25 when I mastered the learning technique, and I was like, now I don't need it anymore. Never used it because memorizing stuff is really hard for me. I'm not good at memorizing and learning. But I'm good at other things. I can do plenty of stuff. And some of this stuff is maybe useful. Or unique. Or something. Strangely enough, I can memorize a lot of stuff by just passively consuming the information. Like when I play a video game and someone else is watching a documentary about the penises of female hyena, I memorize this stuff. But if I want to memorize something useful, it's not possible. It's really strange how my brain works. Well, maybe I should get more white. This is mostly outside of my field of vision from the house, so having a spot without colors shouldn't matter. So maybe I should go for blue and green next. Because then I can actually walk around, explore the world. Oh, I've been here before. I think that was when I first found crystals. Because when I started this world, I was desperate to find crystals because I saw that crystals are everywhere and I wanted to have crystals for myself. So I searched for maybe 10-15 minutes, but it felt like an eternity for me. But I was so glad when I finally found some crystals. I even had to search for sand, even though I started there. I walked over sand here. Yeah, actually I didn't walk. Did I walk over the sand? Yeah, I had to walk over the sand actually. But I still managed to forget about this. Well, for my defense, I was still new to cyubeVR back then. And I was still overwhelmed how beautiful this game looks. I still am overwhelmed actually. But yeah, when you start this and you see this gorgeous world, it can happen that you forget that there was a desert. So let's see. Oh no, come on. No. Green. Some white. So. And some blue. Here. So. Where did I put the coal? Here. Okay. So. So let's go for blue and green. Or maybe I should go for some copper. Some more coal. Come here. Come. So. Some copper. So. 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 Oh, let's do. Ah, here's more coal. Let's get the coal. And here. Come on. So. Ah, here's more. I can't wait to get the community world map. I want to build on my ocean. So. Oh, flowers. Flower, flower, flower. Maybe 3 stacks of red and some white. And as much green and blue as I can find. I talked about CNIF before. I'm almost at the highest level and I only have one more Steam achievement to get. So maybe I should stream.
I left something in your chest by the ocean. Be sure to install Stone Factory mod winking face.
Nice. Thanks. Actually, I was planning on using the Cube Painter mod to just copy a huge chunk of water and copy paste it over the whole desert, and then just use Block Factory to make the edges of the sea.
I just remembered that Media Expert raised the price of Oculus Quest 2 to $1999 ZL, almost $500, and it's hard to find it for less than like 1940 ZL since then. I hope they increased it to make a discount soon and make it look like it's huge. Media expert has discounts all the time and they randomly increase the prices sometimes and sometimes just leave the discount price forever, so LOL. I hope it will not stay $500 for too long because I actually want to buy Oculus Quest 2 pretty soon, most likely next month, or maybe on 26th of this month, but that's unlikely.
I hope you can get it. $2,000 zloty is a lot. I mean, it's $500, so yeah, it is a lot. Wow. Maybe there will be some kind of discount. It was actually really bad when Steam announced Half-Life Alyx, or when Valve announced this. At first everyone was like, why VR? Nobody wants to play VR. And shortly after, everyone was just buying VR headsets. That's when VR headsets became really rare. You had to wait for more than 6 months to get an index. It was really intense. Yeah, and now it actually should be a bit better. With Facebook announcing their Oculus Game VR or Meta Game VR or whatever. Actually, I don't care that Facebook is now Meta. For me, it's still Facebook. I don't care about the whole metaverse stuff. The metaverse is just a fancy, expensive VR chat. Let's be honest. The idea behind the metaverse is pretty nice, and so is VR chat. So I think creating a metaverse will not really be that useful, at least not for Zuckerberg. Because you could easily make another community hub. Then you could call this the hub, and then you can make the same thing, but without Meta getting all of your data and putting ads where you don't want them. But yeah, I can't change anything. And I don't have to. I have no problem with the data collecting by Facebook. I'm pretty aware of this. But I don't like to have the necessary account so that you can play with the hardware. That's something that I don't like. I'm pretty sure that I would use my Oculus
account. On the
account.
Media Expert website says that it will arrive at the shop that you choose the day after you buy it, so the availability as waiting time is pretty good, not as the price though, like I said.
Was it for the Quest 2 for the again, those $500, were they for the 256 gigabyte Quest or the 64 gigabyte Quest? Because if it's for the 64 gigabyte Quest, there are different Quests too, with different storage. There's one with 64 gigabytes, one with 124, and one
128 GB.
Ah, okay, that's okay. Because the 64 gigabyte would be really expensive for 2,000 zloty. Oh, wait. Let me get up. I mean, $500 for the 126 gigabyte is also expensive. But yeah, that's the only thing you can actually get. The index with everything you need is about $1,000. The what's it called? HTC and the Reverb G2 is also $500.
They don't sell the 64GB one. There's a discount on the 256GB one, but it's still expensive and I don't need it.
Yeah. Normally you don't have that many games on your headset at the same time. I'm one who don't like to have like 20 games and then switch between them every day. Normally I like to play one game, immerse myself in the game, and then when I'm finished with the game I want to go to the next. Because switching between too many games is actually bad for your experience with the game, because you can't get the story all the time. If you play a shooter then you don't have story, then that's not really a problem. But normally I like to play video games with a story. And cyubeVR. So yeah, most of the time I play JRPGs, which are pretty much story heavy. So yeah, switching between a story heavy Persona game and a story heavy Atelier game and a story heavy Tales of game every day is so hard that you can't remember what happened in the other game, and then you mix some of the story plots with each other and it's not nice. I don't enjoy this. In VR it's not so bad, because most of the games I play don't have that strict story. Some of them do have, like the Spicy Tales games, like Spice and Wolf 2 and Project Lux. They are virtual novels, so they are text heavy, but I normally play them in one sitting or in two sittings and that's it. Or I don't play them when I know that I can't finish them in time. Like Tokyo Corners and Alt Dias. Pretty good games if you're into story-based games with a lot of clicking. Alt Dias also do have some robot fights where you're in the cockpit of a huge robot. It feels a bit like Neon Genesis Evangelion. First time I experienced the cockpit fight, I was really thrilled. I was laughing the whole time because it was so awesome. And that's when I realized I need a Neon Genesis Evangelion VR battle fight simulator. I want to sit in an Evangelion. I want to pilot it. And I want to fight against angels. Or other Evangelions. That would be cool. And I still want a really good black and white game. We do have Townman VR, which is pretty nice, and the best we can get, as close to the black and white as there is right now. But having a true black and white successor, maybe even something made by Lionhead Studios themselves, they just have to come back, would be nice. I mean, black and white was controlled by a hand that you controlled with your mouse. To navigate through the world you had to click with your hand on the ground and then you could move around. Something we do in Township Tale or Daisim or other games where you control a deity that looks over a world. So yeah, black and white already had VR controls. So bring it. Having a little cat that you can pet and throwing townsmen away. It's really nice. So yeah, I still hope that someday we will get a black and white for VR. I'll be one of the first to play this game, definitely. If there's someone making a black and white game and I somehow get info about this, I will contact them and ask them if I can get a beta tester or something, because I want to play this so badly. Black and White was a nice game. Wasn't even that awesome compared to modern games, but it's still a really nice game. A lot of nostalgia. So yeah, I can't reach. So. Ha ha ha. So. Maybe some copper. I will also need the copper for making more chests, so it's always good to have more. Some coal. I will need a lot of coal, especially if I want to melt all of the iron. Da. Ha.
Good morning.
Morning.
Laughing face.
So, how are you? Earlier I got some cyubeVR crashes when I had some mods installed. I deleted all the mods and I could start up cyubeVR again. I sent you the crash reports.
Good evening at Stone Brick Studios.
The strange thing is, this morning I was able to record with some of the mods, and then when I wanted to stream, it somehow didn't work.
Okay, interesting. Do you think it was because you had old mod versions installed?
No, I actually installed the latest mods from the mod showcase folder in the Discord. So they all were on the latest version. I actually made sure that they are all on the latest version because I wanted to show them off in my stream. I was able to start cyubeVR, but once I loaded a world, I got a crash. Some copper. There's plenty of copper here. Nice. Ah, here's one. Okay. Good. Okay, let's go. Oh. Do I have a blue torch with me? I do have, nice. Yeah. Maybe I should try to find some gold. Well, at least some copper and coal. Better than nothing. Ah, there's some iron. So iron,
Did
copper,
you test
and
which
gold.
mod caused the crash by
No.
removing them one by one and seeing when it works?
No, because I wanted to start my stream and I was 2 minutes before the stream should start and the game crashed. So I wanted to have at least my stream started at the time that I said it would start. Because I had someone in the waiting list for the stream and I didn't want to make them wait too long. I'm pretty sure that it worked when I still had the Cloudwalker mod, because in my video this morning I used the mod. I can actually try to install the mods again and see which mod will cause the crash. Maybe it's some kind of incompatibility with some other mods.
Thing I'd want to do when I'll play cyubeVR, enter a cave with a torch in my hand, like you did. It looks cooler than I thought it does. Maybe it's because the torch is light blue.
Actually, when you start the game, you only get the normal torches. So as you can see, the normal torch is not as awesome. But you can color a torch by just picking up a color and placing the color at the torch. So, You can also recolor the torch like green and red, white, blue and rainbow color. Okay. So. The blue torch is the best if you want to find gold, because with the blue light the gold is actually easier to spot. And today I learned that the Aurora Borealis is only called Aurora Borealis on the northern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere has Aurora something else. That was new for me, because I always thought that the northern lights are always called.
Yeah, I saw you doing that, and normal torch in a cave looks cool as well, but the blue looks even cooler.
I just noticed that northern lights, yes. So yeah, Aurora Borealis are northern lights for the northern hemisphere. Sometimes I'm pretty dense. Even though the density of my body isn't that high. Strange. I actually forgot what the actual name for the lights were on the southern hemisphere, because I was so shocked that it's actually a different name. Well, most of my viewers actually live on the northern hemisphere, so they all know what Aurora
Southern lights
Borealis
are Aurora
is.
Australis.
Yes, that's it. That's it. That's what the guy in the video said. Thanks. Maybe I should go home and empty my inventory again. We need more inventory space. Or a companion mod where we can have a companion equipped with...
But if you're in New Zealand, it surely has to be Aurora New Zealandis. Maybe you can't see it in New Zealand because it's too much on the... too near the equator to actually see the lights. Why is... My way back home should be this way. White? This way. So what are you gathering today? You started stream while I was asleep, so I didn't see the first hour.
You sleep? I'm gathering, or I started with gathering red and white color. No. And I think I should have a completely full chest of red dye by now. Maybe the white dye would also be enough. And now I think of getting some iron and copper. I'm just walking around and looking at the scenery. because just collecting flowers can be a bit boring because I'm looking at the ground and we don't see much of the world. That's why I went to gather some
Federated
ore.
States of Micronesia are close to the equator, so if that thing is visible there it should be called Aurora. Federated States of Micronesia is grinning squinting face.
Oh, now I'm getting sleepy. So I guess my digestion started. Also, SteamVR is acting up. I'm pretty sure you could see it in the stream that sometimes you can see the VR environment. Strange. Game is still pretty smooth, so I should still get my 60 FPS. And now it's starting to get laggy because I talked about... strange. I'm only 1.5 hours in, so there shouldn't be that much problem. Meep. Goodbye. It was nice knowing you. Our time together was short.
Not sure what you meant by that, but I saw like a grid for like a second, maybe 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, and the same happens for maybe a tenth of a second, a couple of seconds ago. It happens sometimes. Normally this shouldn't happen. Actually, you can also change the grid that you saw. You can also change it. For example, there is a setting that it looks like Akihabara or something. It's really strange because if you play a video game and the headset goes back to the VR environment or the grid and you suddenly see strange people, it's a bit confusing. And I like the normal grid. It does have the grid on the ground. In the background you have a mountain range and some stars at the ceiling. It's actually pretty nice. You see this normally if you start a game and the game is still loading. Then you see a little game window in front of you saying game is loading. And you can see in your environment where your lighthouse boxes are, where your trackers are, where the controller are, stuff like this. Actually, the last few days I finished an anime that aired last season, and I read a lot of negative stuff about this game, this anime. So I was like, let's see if there's anything true about this. The anime was about cosplaying, and as an old cosplayer myself, I thought it really nice. It was really nicely done. And you could really see the struggles that a cosplayer does have, especially in summer if you wear thick clothes and you stand in the sun for 30 minutes because everyone wants to take a picture. Nice times. I can still remember it was in August 4 years ago. was like 32 degrees Celsius. I met a friend of mine who is from Switzerland, and we just wanted to get from one shade to a vending machine to get something to drink and go back to the shade. So there was nothing else around. We went to the vending machine, got something to drink, drank it, then we were on our way back to the shade, and it took us more than an hour to get back because everyone saw us and they wanted to make a photo. Then there was a lot of people and everyone was asking why are there so many people. Then they saw us and then they also wanted a picture. It was nice. And the anime actually did portray this feeling really nicely. And overall the anime was really good quality. So I don't know why people said it's so bad. I mean, yes, people are complaining that sometimes the hairstyle of shy anime girls is always the same and that it's bad for real life people because when they have this hairstyle they get labeled as shy as well. People like to complain about stuff. I'm no different. I'm complaining all the time. But sometimes it's just strange. Here's my copper. Iron? Iron is here. And here. So. Oh, more copper. And more coal. Yay! I need one more copper to get full chest. Plum queen. Coal. So coal is almost done. Dirt is easy. Wood should be easy. Copper. Then here we can have our iron. Da. Da. And this one. So. Like this. So. And so. They need some red and a bit white. Okay. So 2 stack white and 1 stack red should be enough. Can I find red and white flowers? It's a tough question. Maybe I have luck. Maybe I can find something red. Actually, after finishing the anime I talked about earlier, I also considered getting the manga, because the manga do have a lot more story to tell. And I can get them for free, more or less. Because I get a non-smoking bonus at work. I get paid $44 on a special shopping cart, and with this card I buy manga and DVD all the time. And yeah, I still have plenty of funds left so that I could actually get the manga. So maybe I will get the manga. I'm still considering it and I have to think about it. Because there are still some other manga that I want to finish first. I have actually plenty of unread manga. the whole Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero manga collection is still originally packed here, sitting in front of my shelf. Then there are some UQ holder manga that I still didn't read, because I never got the time. But maybe in 2 weeks, when I'm in my garden, I can actually sit outside and read manga. I did this last year in October when I had my whole month free. I just sat in my garden and read some books. It was really nice. I put a little stool right in beside my actually chair, and I put my coffee can there, so I had my coffee, read a nice book, enjoyed the last sun rays, because it was still pretty warm, but not really warm enough to be in the shadows, so I just sat in the sun.
Garden Simulator IRL added mangas. Surprised face. It's really nice. That's one of the reasons why I actually got my garden, so that I have a place to relax and to chill. Because when I'm at home, I mostly watch some documentations or play VR games. So to get away from all of those high-tech stuff, I got my garden, where I can just sit and relax. I had barbecue last week with my parents. It was really nice. It was warm, not hot, warm. It was really pleasant. So we just sat there, looked at the little pond that my parents have. My parents have their garden right next to mine, so they tend to my garden when I'm busy with work. And they have a little pond with some goldfish in there. And some of those are actually koipitos, so mini kois. And it's really nice. So we sat there, watched the fish swim around, looked at the toad that was sitting there, croaking around. We do have 2 rocks and 1 toad at our little pond. And we do have some lizards. They're really cute. They Garden Simulator IRL update review when?
The next update will be with the Harvest DLC. Actually, I got the first radishes that grew in my garden. They taste pretty nice. Last year we had a lot of insect damage to our radishes, so I actually got one of those insect nets that you can place over your crops so that the insects can't get there.
When are we getting the Harvest DLC?
When the time is ripe. I think it's still a bit more than a month. Because the strawberries were still pretty small and green. So I want to at least wait till the strawberries are ripe. I could make a lawnmower video. It's really nice. Actually, last year for my birthday, my mom gave me the tool that you saw in the video, this little red tool. There's actually 2 kinds of a shovel and some kind of comb. It's really nice. The only thing that I need is a little water can to complete my tool set. Last year I put a lot of effort into restoration of the garden house, because the garden came with a little house. I had to buy the house for €1 and I had to completely renovate it because it was
The summer
unattended.
break starts in 1 month and 3 days in Poland, so maybe we'll get the harvest DLC in the first days of the summer break? Grinning face.
Maybe. I wanted to collect flowers. So my garden right now is still a bit lacking in flowers and stuff because it's only 1 year in my possession. And last year I put a lot of effort into restoration the house because it was unattended.
I
for
saw
more
the grid
than...
again.
Yeah, so did I. It's actually not a good thing. So yeah, the house was unattended for 10 years and it was falling apart. There was huge holes in the roof, so I had to completely remove the roof, put new planks there and build a new roof on top. It cost me about $1,000. Luckily I got it before the wood shortage hit, because now the price for wood is more than twice than it was when I got my planks. So then I had put a bit color on the house and restore it to its former glory. Even the insides are pretty nice. Right now I have my mining rig there, so that's the only reason I have the house. And outside I just planted some nice flowers. Mostly the stuff that my mom didn't want to have in her garden, because 2 years ago they got some pretty nice flowers, but somehow those flowers don't go well with the ones they had already. So the new flower actually grew, but nothing else. It was really sad. So my mom was actually furious about the new flower and she wanted to throw them away.
I do like townsmen. For me it is more like the settlers.
That was a bit random. So she wanted to throw away the flowers and I said, wait, put them in my garden. So now I get some of her flowers. I was talking about Townsmen VR like an hour ago or half an hour ago. Half an hour ago.
Epic stream, yay.
Hey there. But actually Talsma is right. Townsman VR is a bit like Settler. It's like the child between black and white and the Settlers. That's why I said I want to have a real black and white for VR. Townsman VR actually got a sandbox mode now, which is really nice because now you can play all that you want and you don't have to deal with the story. It's pretty nice. The sad thing is I played through almost all of the Townsman VR game and afterwards they implemented Steam achievements, so now I have to replay it again to unlock the achievements. Hey there, Magiehammer. My first Twitch viewer today. Normally most people watch my streams on YouTube because I do have a higher quality. And I have more subscribers on YouTube.
Okay.
But you can stay on Twitch if you want. It's just Twitch has 720p and YouTube has 1440p. So it just looks a bit nicer. I only stream on Twitch because
Yeah,
of the...
YT is a bit better in streaming quality, but I like Twitch more for streams.
Yeah. The only reason why I stream on Twitch is because of the notification bot for cyubeVR. So when I stream cyubeVR, the mod actually notices this and notifies everyone in the Discord that I'm playing. This way I can get some people to watch my streams. Nowadays
Okay.
I
Laughing
don't
face.
Nowadays I don't need this anymore because I do have some really nice subscribers now that actually get notifications when I stream, and so they come to my streams, which is really nice. So yeah, I still do stream cyubeVR on Twitch. But every other game that I play, I only stream on YouTube. And YouTube will always be my main way of making videos and streams. Because I'm still more of the video guy.
He's already public enough to not need to promote his streams, Kappa.
Don't say it like this. Now I sound like some arrogant
Not
type.
all okay. Smiley face.
Actually, if I would put a lot more effort into promoting my channel, I could easily get to 1000 subscribers, I think. At least that's what my subscribers say. So, yeah.
How are you?
I'm
And a
fine.
question, is your profile pic you?
Yes, that's me. Why should I use some strange random dude as my profile picture? Sorry. My nose was itching. So. Actually, before that, I did have a picture of an anime girl with a cat. Well, actually a cat, and in the background was
sorry.
an anime girl.
Got a whisper. What did you say?
And my ex-girlfriend actually asked me why I don't put my own face as profile picture. And that's what I did. She liked my face, so that's why she suggested that I should put my face there. And I'm too lazy to design my own logo, so I will keep my face there.
Just find your picture funny, smiley face, nice.
Let's get the white and I still need a whole stack of white. So.
I don't get notifications about new videos/streams on YouTube because I have it disabled. I mostly watch your streams when they appear on my YouTube homepage, and they always do, so it just depends on whether I use YouTube when you stream or not. Also, you're my favorite YouTuber, so if some other YouTuber that I sometimes watch is streaming at the same time, I usually watch your streams.
Oh, thanks.
Also, I don't watch some of your streams because I don't want to watch some of the games you stream.
Thanks. That's really nice of you.
The Pickrud, the hat looks like a mushroom in Satisfactory.
Eh? Actually, that's me in cosplay. That's when I was actually... I took the picture when I styled my wig, and I just wanted to show the wig to my friends, because we planned a huge cosplay. And the character is Kisuke Urahara from Bleach. One of the most badass guys in the whole series. So yeah, that's his head actually. It's one of his iconic clothes.
AHH, Bleach is an anime I still need to see. Got it also recommended by a Arbeitskollegen. Laughing
Co-workers.
face.
Yeah, actually, I started watching Bleach in 2006 when I went to college, and I cosplayed two characters. One of them was a bald monk with a spear, and the other one was...
Co-worker, yeah. Sorry, my English is like my dear Mr. Singing Club.
Yeah, my English isn't the best as well. But today we learned that my English is actually cyubeVR English. A new style of English. Exclusively for me. Overall, Bleach is actually a pretty nice anime. A bit older, and the German dub is
I just
really
went to Twitch to see if your PFP there is the same as on YouTube and no idea why, but Twitch's language is set to Dutch for me.
What?
American English, British English, chibi English, tongue sticking out.
Chibi English things sounds nice. Chip English. Yeah, that sounds strange. Chibi English is nice. So, okay, we have more than plenty of red. Should also be plenty of white now.
What mod do you use for flying around?
No mod. Actually, I wanted to use the Cloudwalker mod today, but somehow some of the mods that I installed didn't work
At
so
Meiji
well.
Hammer, it's cyubeVR in English. I created the name for it before you did.
Best have this name copyrighted. Right now I don't use
Laughing face.
any mods for flying. I use the in-game fly mechanics. So right now I'm just
In-game
using
flight.
the bucket, yes. I see you didn't watch
It is not
any of
Minecraft, I think. Smiley face.
It's not Minecraft. It's a bit better. At least I think it's better. Because some of the mechanics are more immersive. For example, cutting down a tree. You have to hit the tree
At
with your
Kirara
axe.
Yen, nope. It's not. Smiley face. It has a much better crafting system.
Crafting system is really nice. So. Can I make something with stones? I can. So the crafting is done by dropping blocks in the world. Then you pick the blocks up and then you stick them together. Wait, you on Twitch. Okay, so this I. So, yeah. You can stick the blocks together.
You have a laptop in game, okay. The thing with the search icon to write on it on Twitch says sock, just with the O having a dialectal sign, and sock means juice in Polish. It's funny, lol.
No, that's not a laptop, that's a suitcase. It's a nice suitcase, and this functions as your inventory, and here you can also see all of your blocks that you can craft and everything you can craft actually, and to go through all the settings.
It's a lap case.
So, and once you put the blocks together, you can actually craft blocks. And then you can place them here. But then you can actually place the blocks.
And there are some really great craftings, like an oven for smelting.
Then you can just build stuff. You can move the blocks around if you want. It's really nice. There are also some really nice mods for the game. For example, there are enemy mods, mods that let you fly without the bucket. And right now I'm using something that is in the game since almost the beginning. And because a lot of players liked the way that we could fly with the bucket, the developer kept it in the game. I also made a video how to fly with the bucket, so that's pretty nice. It is really beautiful. You have sun rays that you can block with your hand. The sun rays go through the treetops. It's really beautiful.
I never noticed that there's a flight mode by bucket. Laughing face.
That's strange. Normally I introduce the bucket flight to everyone in his streams. So yeah. Then you should definitely watch all of my tutorial videos.
Oh no, WGY. Why always a bucket? Saw a stream with a Stanley-like game with a bucket. Well, the Twitch version of the stream has a few seconds smaller delay.
Yeah, that's because Twitch also gets pretty much only a quarter of the video information than YouTube gets. So YouTube needs a bit longer to process everything. And I can't switch my chat delay to low latency or to ultra low latency because that's only available for 1080p. And because I stream in 1440p, I have to live with a higher latency. That's why the delay for Twitch is actually a bit smaller. Actually, the bucket is one of the ways you get.
I stream in 1080p 60. If I could, I would stream in 4K 60. Upgraded my computer 2 to 3 months ago, and play now in 4K 120, laughing face.
Well, 4K 60 streaming for VR is not really possible if you only have one PC. If I would have a second PC who would do the encode, I could actually stream in 4K. But having to render everything you see is also almost 4K, 2 times 4K. And then having your GPU do the encoding.
Yeah, VR in high resolution is quite a heavy thing.
Yeah. But streaming in 2K is actually okay. I also record in 2K because that's the best I can get from...
I hope that UE5 gets better for VR implementation. Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Yes. Yeah, maybe Unreal Engine 5 will be better. I still hope that we get a nice way for foveated rendering. Means we get eye tracking and then only what we focus our gaze on will get rendered in high resolution and everything else is a bit less high resolution. This will save performance that can get used to get better quality in-game. So I think foveated rendering is the most important part for the next generation of VR headsets. Because we can't always upgrade to the latest graphics cards.
But well, what is possible with UE5 already in the demos is spectacular.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really fascinated about the future.
There are actually always some kind of super sampling resolution thingies that you can use. Is this undiscovered world? Ah, interesting. Why haven't I been here before? Okay. Ah. Today I already got about 15 rainbow flowers. So that's actually a pretty nice loot that I got.
Read in the general chat in cyubeVR Discord you have a 3090 XD.
Yeah. I got this on release day and everyone was laughing at me for getting a graphics card for 1,600 euro. Half a year later, people were willingly paying twice the price. Yeah, and even with the
smiley face,
and even with the 3090 having even better looking VR games, it's not really just about better graphics card, because with the IMAX 8K,
the market prices got really absurd.
Yeah. Okay. New thoughts. Forget. So actually with the Pimax 8K Plus, even the 3090 does have its limits. So we actually do have VR headsets that requires graphics cards that are even more powerful than the powerhouses we have right now. So just increasing the headset resolution is not the best thing to get VR to the next level. And that's why I think foveated rendering is important.
Yeah, instable prices now.
Because if you only have to render a tiny part of your display in high resolution, then you can save a lot of performance that can go into better visuals overall. So having a bigger display means you need more performance, and with foveated rendering you can get the performance by having this huge display only render a tiny fraction in high resolution. There's something like this in the NVIDIA driver already, and then NVIDIA does have the center of your screen as the focus, and then sometimes if there's something that moves in the focus...
saw a video some days ago of a $60K computer with 4-way SLI of 3090s and 200 GB RAM, 2x CPU.
It's actually too expensive. I mean... you could get... Why do you need 2 CPUs? Actually, with this PC you could stream in 4K. Because one CPU can do the encoding.
It's too expensive, but it's amazing. Laughing face.
GB of RAM. Isn't this just one RAM stick from Samsung? Didn't they have their latest RAM about 500 GB or something? I can still remember it was like a year ago where they announced that they have a new RAM module that is super high capacity and stuff like this.
200 GB VRAM.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that's something nice. 200 gigabytes in video RAM is really nice. You can have 2 or 3 hours of 8K video material and process is really fast. That's a dream for video making. But to be honest, even my VRAM isn't getting completely used most of the time. Because I ramp up my settings for cyubeVR, I use about 80% of my VRAM in cyubeVR, but that's it. Other games usually only need about 12 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Not even 12 gigabytes, 12 gigabytes RAM, but for VRAM it's about like 3 gigabytes and that's it.
That much VRAM has a better use for machine learning and key stuff.
Hmm. Then we could actually make deepfake videos in higher resolution.
Come pop by and say hi.
Hey there, how are you? And thanks for dropping by.
Oh yeah. Deepfakes are really scary for upcoming problems.
Yeah. Actually, I tried to explain to some of my co-workers.
Of course. Pretty good. Yourself.
I'm fine myself. Actually, I tried to explain to one of my older co-workers why it's a bad idea to take this Snapchat filters that makes you older. There are some apps for your mobile phone where you can take a picture of yourself and then it shows how you look in 20 years or something. And the problem with those apps is that they take your pictures and some of them are biomic feature pictures, and if someone does have one of those pictures, he can easily make a deepfake video with your face. Happened last year in Germany. A businessman from Hamburg and his company actually got scammed by a deepfake voice call or video call. It was on a Friday and the chef and the boss actually went home already and one of the workers was still in the office. Then he got a call and it was a video call and he saw his boss and it was the voice of his boss, and the boss said that the worker should transfer 250,000 euro to a bank account somewhere else. So the worker did what his boss told him, because the boss told him that he would deal with all the paperwork on Monday.
With one picture?
Yes, with one picture. They use the picture and AI learning, and then they start to move the lips, the eyes, and the whole thing, because they put your picture on a mesh, and then they move AI to actually move it around. And with just 2 or 3 voice samples, they were able to artificially recreate his voice. And on Monday, the boss came in and he saw that there was a big money transfer. He asked the worker, and then they went to the police, and the worker actually recorded the video, and even the boss said that if he wouldn't see it on the video, he wouldn't believe it, because it really did sound like him. And it also looked like him. It was just a video call. It wasn't that high definition video, but it was enough to even trick the boss himself. So it is possible already, and it will get only better. And that's
So
really
I will
scary.
have to see what I will look like older the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Or you can drink a lot of alcohol. That will also...
At Magi Hammer not only upcoming, there was a famous Polish YouTuber cyubeVR and some no-brain people deepfaked, and in the deepfakes they made him say some extremely not nice stuff. He was one of the nicest YouTubers, comparable to cyubeVR, but he was way older, and actually some people believed these people who deepfaked him, cyubeVR. He has gotten a lot of hate and decided to quit YouTube.
That's really
About
bad.
a month ago. Yeah, thanks to mirrors.
That's really... It's really sad to hear that some people do so malicious stuff. Luckily for me, I don't have to deal with this stuff yet.
At
I own-
K327, oh no, sad face.
Yeah, it's really sad. I still can't understand why those people enjoy it so much to ruin someone else. It's not just the deep faking, also those Steam raids where they call the police that the streamer's actually some terrorist or something, and then he squatting. That's what's it. It was squatting. When they call the police on the streamer, and then the police is rushing in the streamer's house because they think he is actually taking hostages and stuff. One streamer actually died in an accident. But
Stream squatting, yeah,
yeah,
uneasy
squatting.
face.
It's really strange. Some people do get enjoyment of the strangest things. Where am I? Okay. Okay, north is there. Then I should go in this direction, I think.
You have a really far view, nice, smiley face, I should go explore more.
Yeah, my view distance is set to 350, and even I don't have the whole view distance covered. So actually I could easily go to 450. But
Why is it called squatting?
Because they call a police squad. It's not just one policeman, it's a whole squad that is coming towards you. But I think this trend actually got a bit less.
I just got an
famous?
RTX 3090, so I'm excited to see what it can do for this game. And the squad is not knocking, they push in directly.
Yeah, because they want to use the element of surprise to get you. It's really strange. The 3090 is actually good for a lot of video games, not
Isn't
just
it squad?
QVR.
Have you heard of Primitive? You should try the demo, it's in Steam. It's swatting.
It's swatting?
They
Not-
send in the SWAT team, it's pretty scary.
Ah, that's okay. Yeah. I have pronunciation issues. I
Squatting,
wanted to say
yeah,
SWAT.
not squatting XD.
It's the same. At least we all knew what we were talking about, so that's okay. Primitive.
Definitely easy to get them mixed up. People do call it squatting too.
Yeah. Isaku, I will definitely try the Primitive
Me
demo.
always sweating playing Beat Saber, tongue sticking out.
When I play Beat Saber, I don't sweat. I turn myself into water. It's been a while since I played Beat Saber.
At Kirara Yen Me 2 XD.
Actually, I started my YouTube channel with Beat Saber games, videos. I had over 500 Beat Saber videos.
Slime anime.
But I had to remove them because of copyright. And after Facebook got Beat Games, I think Beat Saber got actually a lot
It's a
worse.
game about primitive stuff made by a Japanese dude/girl. It's very basic but very complex at the same time.
Sounds nice. Do I have
You
to
don't have a crafting screen, you free craft everything. I thought it's squatting because you wrote squatting, which is the position I've been watching this stream for I don't know how long, and squat is like a team. Never heard of SWAT before.
SWAT is for, I don't know, Special Weapon Attack Team? Something like this?
You need to hammer metal too.
Ooh, so it's actually
German here, I don't know, laughing face.
So Primitive is actually a mix between cyubeVR and Master Bladesmith. Because in cyubeVR you also craft by sticking stuff together. So here you also stick stuff together to craft something. And in Master Bladesmith you have to hammer your metal to get your blades. Sounds pretty interesting. And if it's simple, it's actually good. Because my brain is not the brightest, so having a simple game is easier for me. Because I can't learn complex stuff.
Eastern Slav here, Lubelszczyzna, Poland, slightly smiling face. You need to see some videos about the game.
Who needs videos? I will get the demo, and if it's nice I will get the game. As long as it's not too expensive.
Warning, it's made by Japanese people.
Do I have to read a lot of kanji?
I never know how to pronounce SZCZYZN. It's translated
Okay.
in English.
Okay, then it's okay. Now that you said that, I should be aware that it's made by Japanese. It got me really hooked right now, so I will try it out after this stream actually.
The game has air and water physics.
Oh, sounds nice. Now I definitely want to play it. You know what? If it's really nice and not too expensive, I will
Steady.
get it,
And
and then I
Meiji
will
Hammer.
play it tomorrow. Stettin?
It's 15,11 euro for the full game. I mean from Lubelszczyzna hashtag.
Ljubljanka. No, it's okay. 15 euro is actually okay.
And demo is free.
Yes. I will check the demo, and if it's a nice game, I will definitely get it. And maybe I will stream it tomorrow. At least this does sound really interesting, so you got me interested in this. I will definitely check this out. It's only 11 PM, so I still have some time. My controllers
At
do have...
Kirara Yendo's. Graphics are not that good, but it's a good sacrifice.
Actually, I play
Valheim
Valheim
sound like
in VR.
SCCZYZN at all. I pressed enter too early.
Actually, I play Valheim in VR, and it doesn't look that nice, and it's still nice.
BTW, I'm not Japanese, I'm French. Don't let my name fool you. Laughing face.
Ah, actually, you got me, because I really thought, Isaku sounds a bit Japanese. He's introducing a Japanese-made game. Okay.
Well, I'm out, but tie for your time.
Yo, thanks for dropping by. Have a nice
Good night.
day. Maybe you stream tomorrow, so I will catch on your stream. Bye. Stay healthy. Normally I'm not too much
The
into
Japanese
graphics.
and French have good relations with each other.
That's good. Friends can have good relations with other nations? Sorry. Actually, I met some really nice Frenchmen in Paris when I was at the Japan Expo there. Most people were pretty, I don't want to say arrogant, but reserved. But this one dude was actually really open-minded. We sat on a bench and we talked for about 3 hours about anime and stuff and about France in general. He was a really nice guy. I didn't exchange contact informations with him, sadly, because I would have liked to chat more with him. But he was the only good person that I met there. So my personal small view is not
My
the
Wi-Fi
best.
is so slow now that the speed test website took about 30 seconds to load.
That's how fast am I? Wait. We have to set up. It's really slow.
Germans are cool.
Thanks, I guess. I don't like Germans. I don't like people in general, because most of the people are just scumbags. There are exceptions. For example, my subscribers. Oh, I've been here before. There's a torch. A random torch? Oh! That's my house! Huh? Huh? Wait a minute. Now I'm confused. Did I just walk from there?
Is the world round in cyube?
The world is like in real world a donut. I think the world is more or less flat. There are no really any edges of the world, so I could walk for like maybe 10 hours in one direction. But I would never come back here, so yeah, it would go on forever in one direction. So maybe it's a huge donut. Or a huge helix.
I believe the world is indeed in the shape of the world.
Ah, interesting thought. You might be onto something. It sounds logical. Maybe the world is world-shaped. Makes sense. Good idea. Yeah, we all know that the world is a donut. Or actually the world is a pyramid. Otherwise, why would have the Egyptians build pyramids if not for the world? So, okay, I got a whole chest filled with red dye. So a bit more green.
I'll restart my Wi-Fi. BRB.
Yo. I hope for the best. Low.
How do you get meat from animals?
You don't get meat from animals. So, you can kill deer, rabbits, and lizards and geckos.
Do you have a knife? I don't want to watch the stream in 240p and watch it lag lol.
No, it's okay. There is not really any deep survival game as deep survival mechanics yet. You do have a bow, and you can actually shoot the animals, but you don't get anything from them. They don't drop meat, they don't drop leather, they just die. Well, the deer are actually a bit special. Here's a rabbit. Cute little guy. So let's see if I can find a deer. There's a deer. Look at him. So this is a deer. Now, 3, 2, 1. If you shoot a deer, it shoots in the air and...
Oh dear.
also gets a little
Imagine
firework.
a fighting game that simulates the muscle/organ/skeleton.
Interesting. So right now, the only way to die is by fall damage. You actually do have a health bar. So, the health bar is this green ring on the side of your wrist. And if you take damage, it depletes. And the fall damage is determined by how deep you fall and on what kind of surface you fall. So if you fall on a stone surface, you only have to fall down 4 blocks to get damage. For grass, you already have to fall down about 10 blocks to get damaged.
Did you play Spore the Evolution game?
Yes, I did play Spore a couple of years ago. And as you can see now, I took damage and I get this visual in my face that shows me that I actually got hurt and that I should pay attention to what I'm doing. The health regenerates after time. It takes about 15 seconds and then the regeneration starts.
I kinda wish there was a game like that. After it?
Actually, there is a mod for cyubeVR that implements enemies. Those enemies spawn at night and they chase you and they hit you till you die. When you die, you lose all of your inventory and then you have to go back to the place where you died to collect your stuff. Actually, I can show you. You are dead. Because I set my respawn torch, I actually respawn at the torch. So this is my respawn place. Here, right in front of my TV. So I'm just going to...
If a Spore games lets you simulate wounds that are healing and real-time evolution, imagine the evolution system doesn't change you immediately and it takes time for it to change your creature. I think you missed a white flower there. Waifu TV.
I have plenty of... red and white flowers are pretty common, so there is more than enough here. It's just I don't want to pick the flowers near my house. So, as you can see here, there is a beacon showing where I died. So I can go there to pick my stuff up.
Vanilla TV.
Yeah. So this is our dead body. And now I can just scoop everything up and I have my stuff back. Nice. So I don't need white and red flowers anymore. Now I just need to get some blue and green ones. And a bit more iron. Coal and copper. Ah, here's copper. Yeah. Maybe that wasn't the brightest idea. So. Okay, this looks better. Like I've never been here before, so. Because this is my way into my desert, so I don't want to have it look strange. Oh. Well, so. Ah. In the future it's planned for more survival mechanics like hunting animals and stuff. And maybe a mod will actually enable food and stuff that drops from animals. But for now, cyubeVR is pretty much a nice, relaxed and friendly game. Actually, I do have a mine, why don't I get there? Ah. This was the first thing that I made.
Gorgura pixel art.
Yeah. At first I wanted to make a pixel art of Ina, but I just... yeah, I was here before. But then I decided to get Gorgura because it was easier to get a usable picture of Gorgura. Because I'm using a program that makes you bead art. There are those little plastic rolls that you can put on a mat, and then you can actually... Wait, I can show you. I can show you what I mean. I can show you the original picture that I took as a reference for this. Because I'm not really that talented that I can make a pixel art out of my memory or just without reference. So I use a special program to render JPEGs into...
Oh, also in Primitive you need to use momentum and not fast jerky movement to be effective.
Ah, that's cool. So... Didn't I cut down a tree? I need dogwood. So. I want to show you something. So. So.
I'm back.
Hi, back. So. Actually, I really like it that you can cut the tree in any direction. Zack. See? That's really cool. Da. Ah. I definitely have to look for the primitive. I definitely have to remember the name. Because right after I end my stream, it takes about 10 minutes till I can see the chat again. But it should be fine. So. Yeah. That's the picture that I used for Gura. As you can see, there's those plastic
7.65 Mbps, not the best but good enough.
That's okay, that's the best that I got in Germany. So, best I could get from the National Telecom was 7.1 Mbits. And now I use my electricity provider for internet. So I get 110 Mbits download and 41 Mbit upload. So I have a pretty nice upload, and that's what's important for me, because I upload stuff because I'm streaming. So this was actually the base that I used for Gura. And there's actually a program where you can upload a picture and then it renders it into the colors of those beads so that you can actually make fiber. Them. Oh. I live in a really old house. There's no optic fiber even near my hometown. And yeah, with the program I can actually make then this bead version, and then I can use those beads to make it in real life or in cyubeVR. Oops, that's too high.
The 7.65 Mbps is my download speed BTW because upload speed doesn't matter for me and too much. You have a Quest 2?
I have an Index. I'll keep this here.
Everyone
Actually,
give the stream a like so that it can get to 10 likes.
That would be nice. Ah. So. Ah, here. Look into the matrix. I didn't know if I talked about this before, but the first time that I watched...
Have you ever wanted to be
Matrix?
A Canadian that farms maple syrup to upgrade a car project?
Sounds pretty specific. No, so specific not. My mom is actually a big Canada fan, so she always wanted to go to Canada at least once. And when I told her that the winters are pretty much cold, she
it's
was
a game
like,
called Monbazoo. Also, why does the grid appear sometimes? I know that it's most likely a bug, but do you know the reason why it appears?
It's not really a bug, it's when my when SteamVR is not able to put out much data input, then it just get enough data and then it goes back to the Steam environment, to the grid, because the game is actually freezing for a microsecond there. So it's some kind of micro freeze on my side. Because right now I'm streaming, so my GPU has to stream. It has to encode the streaming material. It has to render cyubeVR to my settings. And sometimes SteamVR doesn't like to have this much to do. Sometimes my streams are pretty smooth. And sometimes when I start, stream is lagging as hell and not really that pleasant. So it's sometimes a bit strange. Oh? Yeah. Nice. So... So, I'm done with the red dye and the white dye.
Were you in hell that you know that it's laggy? /J.
Sorry, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Anyway, gotta go. In 2 days I'm gonna see a Primitive video X.
Okay, thanks for telling me about the video, about the game. I will definitely try this out later on. And actually you piqued my interest, so I can't wait to see how it plays. Maybe I can put it into my regular video update schedule. Let's see. I will definitely look into it. Primitive. Should be able to remember this for the next hour. Thanks. So anyways, thanks for dropping by. Please stay healthy. Bye. From above, the maze actually looks pretty easy.
You said it's laggy as hell and you must have known somehow that hell is laggy, but the joke is that you most likely don't actually know how laggy hell is.
Ah, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't get it. I'm pretty sure that hell is actually not laggy at all. I think hell is a nice place. At least it's colder than heaven. Hell can only be about 360 degrees Celsius. Because the Bible mentioned that there are liquid lakes of burning sulfur, and sulfur vaporizes at about 360 degrees. That means it can't be hotter than 360 degrees. Actually pretty cold. Yeah, but what I meant is that sometimes Steam is really lagging. Not just in cyubeVR, even in games that don't even use my GPU. Because sometimes when I play an older game, it is really laggy, it's really bad and everything is stuttering and stuff. Then I just restart SteamVR and everything is smooth. Actually, I think
It's a different world and stuff including sulfur can act differently.
Didn't meant to insult anyone yet with this. So please don't be mad at me, okay? I'm just a cute little streamer on YouTube. I can't be bad. So. Just want to see my world from up above. I still have a lot of exploration. There is actually the few distance border.
KK, also the same about heaven, the temperature can be different.
Actually, a few years ago I read an article from a scientist who used only the stuff that was written in the Bible to calculate how hot heaven and hell actually are. And I don't know
also,
the exact
I wouldn't
numbers.
even think about that as offensive. I'm not some person who thinks about everything as offensive.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to make sure. Maybe in the future someone is watching the VOD of this stream and then he thinks that I'm an ignorant asshole. Well, I am an ignorant asshole, but yeah. I sometimes happen to talk with people who get offended by everything. Sometimes it feels like they get offended by other people just breathing.
Hi, I'm back.
Hey there, welcome back. Actually pretty nice to have such a high view distance. So I've kept there. Maybe there's still a bit to explore. I still have to explore there. Every time I want to explore there, I walk in this direction. It's like Coriolis power. I walk in this direction because of the rotation of the Earth, I get pulled there. Actually, I should have a left drift because I'm right-legged, so my right leg should be more powerful than the left leg, and that means that if I walk straight without any waypoints, I naturally turn to my left. Most people do. We'll have to explore a bit more there. So much. It doesn't look like much, but when I started, the 20 chunks are actually, yeah, till this mountain. Maybe not even till there. So it actually took me a while to get there. 1.5 years ago, when I had my first streams, I actually went till this mountain there, and it was for 2 hours that I walked there. And now I have more than double the distance. It's really nice how far this game evolved. Whee! Boing. Bam. Oh, here's Mike. Hey Mike, how are you? Nice. That's good to hear. My little friends. Oh, sweet. So actually I think I will test out this Rematerial game that Isaku actually mentioned. Can I have access to Steam? I can. So let's look at this together. I can't read chat. Where was it? Where was it? Ah, hier. Primitive. So. Primitive. Ah, here it is. So. It does look interesting. Oh, interesting.
What anime no?
I think this is just an avatar for the live mixed reality gameplay. So I think the developer used this anime girl for showcasing his game and to get more weeps into the game. Oh, making bread. Okay, that's interesting.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Is it early access? Oh, it's pretty recent. Yes, early access. That's nice. Looks interesting. Nice. I will definitely blah 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 blah. I will definitely try this out. Looks interesting. And as long as the core mechanic is really nice, it doesn't have to look gorgeous. I played the old Disgaea RPGs and they also had pretty old-fashioned graphics, but the gameplay was fun. Same for Valheim. Valheim doesn't have the latest, nice, up-to-date graphics. It doesn't look like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but it is nice to play. So I will definitely check this out. And because I can stream tomorrow, I may even play this game. See, that's why I like to stream live. Because I can get recommendations for games.
Valheim is still a beautiful game.
Yes, it is. I really like it. It's just some people say that the graphics are ugly, but I like the art style. Everything in its own way is really nice. And to be honest, when I play it, I don't care if the graphics are ugly. I see a deer, I see the neck, I see the raspberries, I see the boar. The building is a lot of fun. Overall, even if it looks old-fashioned, it's a lot of fun. And the graphic style actually puts a lot of showcase into the whole game mechanics, because the graphics are basic but still really on point, and they don't distract you from anything. So overall I like the art style, it's really nice. I wouldn't like to play Valheim with Assassin's Creed Valhalla graphics, because then it wouldn't be Valheim, because Valheim is this nice indie game looking game that is really nice. You have your own little ein Harrier that you play. Everything looks nice. Everything looks unique because of the graphic style. That's something that is really nice, because everything looks so different than normal games. It's really nice. I really like it. Another nice example for awesome gameplay and not over the top graphics, Vampire Survivor. This game has such a simple game mechanic. The graphics are like good old Super Nintendo, but I spent almost 50 hours in this game. Other people spend hundreds of hours in this game. It's so addicting. It doesn't have to have any 8K graphics or something. It's as long as the whole game looks nice, you can even get away with basic graphics. But in this Primitive, actually it doesn't look so bad, because they use those art style for everything, so everything is really rudimentary, and that can be a really good thing. I will test it out later to see how it plays, and yeah, maybe stream it tomorrow. Oh. I think I should end my stream here because I got a chest full of red and white dye already, and I think copper or coal, one of those. So I got even more than I actually planned for the first time. We still have to get iron, copper and gold. So let's go here to say my greetings, and so thanks for watching, thanks for dropping by. It was a lot of fun, it was nice to chat with you, and till next time. Tomorrow we'll release my next cyubeVR video for my English Let's Play, and tomorrow evening I will stream, maybe Primitive, so look forward to it. Anyways, thanks for watching, stay healthy, bye, bye bye.
Waving hand.
And for the end of the day, I'm going to hang myself. Whee!
By waving hand.